took us a few minutes there to get started, but we're all here, I think, mostly.
Yes. I'm here.
Yes.
There we go.
All right. Well, just to do introductions, we have our usual suspect for PvP related things, Bulrok, and this week we have. Is it Iesid? Is that how you say it? Maybe.
You guys can say it however you want. I don't really care. I like watching. I like watching and listening to people, really puzzle over it.
Okay. Well, we're just gonna say Sid. I know at a minimum it's Sid, so I'll just say Sid. Um, Brooks pronounces it nerd, so that's also accurate. It's very accurate. Well, today's show for these two wonderful gentlemen is going to be PvP, and I believe you guys are just focusing on Bard, right?
Yep.
That's all we're talking about today.
Yay, Bard, the class that I know absolutely jack shit about. So,
So the first thing I will say about Bard is there is a lot to learn. There's like a million things in this class to learn or keep track of. So like, I found that the way I ended up figuring it out is I just kind of digested them one by one.
mm-hmm. Like each skill set specifically one on one?
Yeah, because like there's like one or two things I would say to manage for each of the skill sets. So there's like a lot of moving parts for the class.
You're not making me hopeful for picking it up.
No, it's easier than it sounds. It just looks daunting, honestly.
I think. I mean, like you said, like there are a lot of moving parts, but there was a lot more moving parts. There was a lot going on.
Oh yeah, because you guys did the testing, right?
I
Well, if you can
did.
even say that.
I did.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
I was like, 'cause usually in the past there's been rules where like don't talk about it while testing, but after testing the E doesn't really care.
Yeah.
But so I'm not going to, for I guess anonymity's sake, rule out other testers or something. I don't know.
Yeah, no, there's no need to say like who else tested, but you two specifically, since it is post testing, it's live. I figure it'll be okay if you talk like through the changes and any of that helped kind of make it what it is now.
Yeah.
I'm sure the part that everyone is really excited for is the music part, because like everyone associates bards with music.
Yeah.
So maybe we could start with song calling.
Sure.
Yeah.
The first thing you'll notice is you've got like a big list of songs. And pretty much all of them are useful, I would say. I can't name one that's not useful. But it is like really about helping others, or giving afflictions for like the solo routes. There's not a lot of like chaff, I would say.
Yeah, there's pretty much everything in song call. It doesn't really have too big of a purpose in 1v1, but like it's still like there is a reason to use every song in specific situations. Whereas in like some skills sets you'll just have abilities like, oh, this is neat, but I can never see myself using this ever.
I'd love to point people's eyes towards stuff like Hero or Youth. I'm really excited to see how Hero ends up playing out in team fights.
Actually, taking a look at that one now, because I have not read any of the AVs yet. I am such a slacker. Ooh. That could be fun.
These were a little tougher to test, as a side note.
Yeah, I personally didn't have a lot of testing done with Foundation or Hero. Or crap, what was the other one? Is it Harmony? Yeah, Harmony.
In Harmony? Okay.
Yeah. And the reason why is because like Harmony and Foundation don't give you defenses; it only gives other people defenses.
Oh yeah, kind of like Wayfarer, where you have the. I mean, it obviously their battle chance can give them deaths as well, but it's kind of the idea. It's like a group buff.
Yeah. it's very much like I'm gonna help my friends, but like you don't get anything out of it. Maybe another bard can give it to you, but
Yeah. Which does still be handy. Don't know. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, bard really is a support class. Nipsey mentioned it. It. I can't wait to see like what the healing does. I'd really love to see that be really, really popular, because there's a lot of like regain health. So maybe we start seeing longer team fights where we have to make like different decisions. That's my hope.
Yeah, it's my hope too. Like I started doing a thing last night where like every time someone mentioned something, I was just like, not necessarily correcting them and like pointing out how I really did it, but I was just like, I should just point out all the neat group support abilities and maybe they'll focus on those instead of telling them all the ways they could try to 1v1 or do damage or things like that. Because I'm very excited about the group possibilities.
Yeah, just reading through these, I could see, man, I could have a lot of fun building out some sport stuff, because that's what we really should have been focusing on in team fights, to make a little bit more variety for, there's support in pretty much every class in one way or another. So I don't know why we haven't had more just focusing on support, like actually branching off and saying, okay, you guys are your DPS or afflictions, and you guys support the actual main attackers and try to keep them alive, so that we are focusing and just making a little bit more variety in it.
It's a little easier to make that kind of playstyle happen with bard, because there's just so much you can do for a friend.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to take us away from song calling, but like if you look at patchwork and weaving, that's kind of the same thing, where it's just another thing you can do to kind of keep supporting instead of doing any offensive actions.
Oh, nice.
And also, I think part of the big thing is like, yeah, you see this in pretty much every game, like whether it's an MMO or a first-person shooter or something like that. Like nobody wants to shoot the UAV out of the sky, but everyone's mad the UAV's there.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to play the healer, but everybody wants healed. And it always feels like they're just low impact roles, even if they do have a big impact on it. But Bard, just out the gate, has so much impact. Like, part of the thing with song calling is like the instrument isn't really instrumental, haha, for 1v1, but in groups it allows you to because you can play a song and sing a song at the same time. So if you play Song of Youth, then you have to wait for that to resolve to finish out. You can also start singing a song the moment that balance is over, while you're still waiting on the first one to finish. So you can have Youth come up twice there, or you can do it with pretty much any combo of songs except for the held songs. But it's just such a huge impact, especially whenever you compare it to Euphonia. Like, just the amount of HP healing is pretty ridiculous, I think.
Obligatory reminder, there is an item in enchantment that makes healing better on you.
Yes.
Be sure to get one of those before we start team fighting with bards.
If I can actually type in, which one is that? Should I even mention it, or just
Euphonia? Or, the enchantment?
Yeah.
It's
Amplification.
Amplification, that's what I was thinking. Okay.
The Leia anklet. Lays? However you say her name.
Lays? Like a Leia? No? I don't know.
Karn's sister.
The dead one.
That doesn't narrow it down much.
It doesn't really, no. Oh, it just makes me think of that shout about, or whatever about him, like not having anyone else he can kill. So, good times. Anyway.
I expect that all bards will try for the dream of pulling off an Oblivion.
Oh, way ahead of you guys. Got a 7-man this morning. I'm good.
Didn't take long, did
it? I baited Valerie and I told her, I was like, if you promise, because we were running in with a group that was much larger, but like I don't have a I did do testing, but like before it had so many moving parts, like I didn't get a full complete offense route, so I didn't want to like run in and actually do that. But I did want to try Oblivion, and I told her if she didn't run or if she didn't bail out of the fight, then I would show her something really cool. And she was like, "Is it Oblivion?" And I said no, and then I Oblivion from one room out.
Oh, so wrong.
Other things that could like change the face of the game. Merriment.
Merriment is waiting on that one. We'll see, because there are things that I didn't think of. There are things that I only thought of this morning, and we'll see.
Oh gosh, there's gonna be shenanigans off of that one.
Yeah, that one that could change a lot of things.
Jeez, I can't even imagine that one. I don't want to right now. I don't want to. And I'm about to say, anything else in the kit and song calling that you want to call out?
Oh yes, instruments. So if everybody hasn't noticed it already, you can play a song and sing a song at the same time. So you can like really fill up your time doing just songs if you really want to.
So you can just stand there, play.
Yeah.
And that's all you do. Okay.
Yeah, play, sing, and then like when half beat turns on, you can like do a couple offensive actions. Like if you're like you could probably do that to support someone in PvE, and then during half beat you can like get a couple hits in.
Oh yeah, I can't. Euphonia and then just like spamming Youth and keeping Foundation and Harmony up on a target in PvE. Like, I think that it might be like sort of feasible that like some non-well people could probably go out and bash things like, I don't know, like Welto Trench or whatever the new in-game bashing areas are. Like maybe.
Maybe.
I mean, it's a lot of healing.
I need to test it, but just to like read the ABs, it could help the people that don't have artifacts primarily.
I don't know if Foundation and Harmony actually do anything in PvE, because I think the way Foundation works is it has to be like sourced by strength stat. I don't know if there are any mobs that actually do brute attacks.
Alright, you know what? That's a good point. I didn't think about that.
Well, Takana might. Like the ones that have the new hunting. Because they do checks for strength and stuff. So might.
Trying to scroll back.
Let's see.
Buffer here.
I've never actually checked their damage, honestly, so I'm not sure. But I could.
Yeah.
Just looks like Albedos does. Is what someone's saying.
Oh yeah. Oh, is that at the Slavers? No, Slavers do a lot of bleeding. I can't remember. I remember seeing Brute somewhere before. Oh well. Okay. Anything else?
Saseka?
Yeah.
Yeah, just the density defense period, which is what the stability artifact gives you, would be rendered useless. So I can't remember off the top of my head if it actually strips the defense or if T.
Yeah.
I can't remember if it actually strips the defense or if it just completely negates it. I'm pretty sure it negates it, right, Sid?
Yeah, it says will cease to provide meaningful benefit. It doesn't say that it's stripping it, just says it's ceasing to provide the benefit. Who wants to come test it on me? We can do it live. Do it live.
Where did Sid go?
I don't know. Oh, he's still here. He just came. Oh gosh. Don't kill me.
I'm sorry. I was troubleshooting my microphone.
Oh, it's okay. So, are you gonna go ahead and test it then? Are you leaving? Are you doing it
Yep.
outside?
Yeah, you have to be adjacent. I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah. It just says all adjacent. That's right.
I just finished singing it, by the way.
I got light heart, but yeah, it didn't strip density, and I know I have it up. Density, or it was up. All right. Don't tell me. Let me just
Try
sure.
affliction. Try affliction lightheart.
Just says time, so. Oh well, it already fell off.
Right,
Okay.
but it just nullifies the benefits of the density defense. So
Yeah,
it
it's like
won't
I
strip
definitely
it.
had it up, so it didn't strip it. It's just right. I'm a derp. It's right there in red. I had it, so it doesn't strip it. It just
What
makes
is
it
your
look
system
beneficial.
doing? Holy
Yeah, I was wondering the same thing.
Oh yeah, guys, that's Don't worry about that.
Do you know what cure sets are?
I do. This is don't worry about it, okay? It's how I do it. So just silence.
You know, you're the reason we have a command limit, right?
This is actually this is copy Maz's, so you can blame Maz.
He is the reason we
He
have
is the
a
reason.
command limit.
But this is completely just me setting my initial ones. That's all that is. And I hadn't done it yet since I logged in. So yes, you can be triggered, Brooks. It's fine. You can all be triggered. I give no fucks. That's how my thing works.
That really hurt me.
You know.
I honestly I thought you were getting jumped. Like that's what I thought was happening.
You know. Just imagine how large the font is. That's just mean. Poor Maz. He didn't deserve that, but it's probably true. I'll tell him I said it too. You guys don't have to tattle on me. It's okay. He doesn't know where the new house is, so he can't find me. It's okay.
I do. I'll tell him.
Ah, shit.
So I'm not sure. I'm not sure like what skill set to branch off into next. Honestly.
Go with performance because it has some combat application, and then it also has a lot of everything has some of the fun abilities. Like I think Feast is gonna be fun to troll people with in song calling. But yeah, I think we go into performance because it has just a lot of unique abilities that you do use in PvP, and on top of a lot of flavor abilities. I think like RP typed abilities. I really don't know if that's the right term to use there.
Yeah, like flavor, like utility, like fun stuff.
Yeah, like unwind and rouse and
Gossip.
yeah, gossip. I've said it before, but I'm always a really big fan whenever the mechanics sort of enforce the roleplay. So like just something like rouse, like your characters actually like splashing themselves in the face with water. Like I don't know. It's just neat that the game supports stuff like that.
Oh, that's cute.
It also supports stuff like a certain someone collecting all of the mounts in Durin and putting them at the bridge.
What?
You did that?
I did not, but the person who did, they know who they are, and it was hilarious.
What's it,
That is
Eliodon?
amazing.
It sounds like an Eliodon thing to do.
I don't know, Duran.
He hangs out there pretty constantly because he's always in Illy's combat room.
That's an amazing use of that ability. Like, they deserve a gold star.
Which one was that?
It is trying to remember Bootstrap.
Bootstrap. Fun fact: you can steal Sentinel Roloths with this.
Nice.
You can steal Onerimeter and Indorani Chimera with this.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
In combat, I could just see people straight up being like, okay, I'm sick of the Roloth like trample. I'm just gonna take this and lead it out of the room and no more of that for right now. I can see that.
Well, sadly, you can't do it while the owner is present.
Oh wait, I see that. No, that sucks. Well, knock him out of the room, then do it. It's fine. It's fine. Just steal him. Take him right out of the zone. It'll be fine.
I mean, it's definitely going to be fun because, like, I mean, I think this is a type of thievery that is sort of all right. Like, it's temporary and you're not actually stealing it, but like you could just somebody walks off and leaves their horse there, you can just take it and be like, "This is mine now," and run with it.
It's now your trusty steed, not theirs.
But I guess we could start off with, I mean,
Probably tempo and rhythm, because
yeah,
like that's what I would say that's a lot of what the class revolves around.
yep. Tempo is for sure your bread and butter skill. It will be used at least 50% of the time in your total commands sent. And then it leads into rhythm, which Iesid just mentioned. And do you want to explain rhythm?
Whew. So, rhythm it's like free attacks. That's the best way to put it, and it kind of gives you some direction. So after you use tempo, like a very short time afterwards, it checks if the person you hit tempo with has a paralysis or paresis. If they do, you get a free attack. It's just like if you use like the slash command, basically. Like so, it's one venom, does the same amount of damage as the tempo. And then a little bit of time after that, it checks if they have shyness, and if they do it, you do it again. A little bit of time after that, it checks if they have a new affliction called the silence, and then it does it again. So you can potentially get 4 hits off of one tempo, but it's spread out across a couple of seconds.
Okay.
It's important to note that rhythm does not consume balance whenever it's doing that, but it does cut you off from using tempo further until that little pseudo channel is, or pseudo, however you say that word, is done.
You also can't use hilt blow. Well, pretty much anything that uses the sword, like as part of the attack, you can't do. But you can use things like quip. You can use things like seduce. All the like insult attacks or like talking attacks you can still do.
You can also use olive weaving, which we'll get to later.
Okay. That is just, I don't know.
It's one of those things like once you start playing around with it, or like once you see it used on you, it'll feel a lot easier to understand. It's like a lot to kind of digest, I think.
Yeah. You can use all the performance that does not involve the weapon. I think the first, really the only thing that stands out to mind right now is tempo and hilt blow. Is there another weapon?
You can't pierce. So like if they
pierce.
If they put up rebounding, you'll rhythm into the rebounding, and then it stops the rest of your rhythm, even if they have the rest of the Fs.
Okay.
Yeah. That is kind of a danger that you need to watch out for. Is like that just reminded me of another. I'll get to that. But like if you go to tempo and rhythm's about, or their rebounding's about to come up, I mean, everyone hits rebounding every once in a while anyways, but
Yeah.
you know, rhythm doesn't immediately stop just because rebounding came up. You'll still hit it one time with the rhythm proc.
Okay.
Oh, bravado. You can't
Yes.
bravado during rhythm.
That was the other weapon ability that I just remembered.
Bravado is the class gear.
Bravado is incredibly unique. The only thing that we really have like it is sort of like Mind Push. Right?
That is very much like Mind Push, where you can push some of your afflictions to the other person.
Right. Except in this case, you don't deliver the affliction that you're carrying back to them. You just get rid of yours. You can deliver a venom with it. It is slower than tempo. It does not proc rhythm. It is subject to rebounding. It is subject to shield. It does go through paralysis, but also the sort of neat thing about it is Bard is, as far as dueling goes, is kind of they're kind of very glass cannony. I think they have a very high AF rate once they get going, and sort of time bomby.
Yeah, it has highs and lows, but yeah, it's time bomby.
But I think that their class cure kind of like helps enforce that too, because it's an attack. It only cures one affliction, and like you're whereas most classes, like, you have to give up some sort of offensive capability for it.
Mm-hmm.
Like even if you're just running absorb as like a mainline phantasm, or is it cleansing as a mainline aura.
Yeah.
Here, like, you don't really give up all too much offensively to cure yourself, but like it's still not as good as everything else, so you can kind of keep up that whole glass cannon
Feel.
archetype.
Yeah. Do we know how short the cooldown is on it?
15 or 17 seconds.
It's like 15 or 16 seconds, something like that.
Okay. So
It's a little
some of
under
the other
20.
ones. Yeah. Can't remember what mind pushes is. If it doesn't even have one.
Oh, it does.
Well, I don't remember. I haven't used mind push in any combat in so long. And I can't find EBs worth a shit.
We might sort of skipped ahead there, but
Yeah.
I guess next, as far as PvP goes, is, well, Curious is just a standard raise, really.
Yeah. Needle is probably one to talk about. Needle lets you kind of like set up a venom for them to get hit with a little later.
Yep.
So it lets you kind of work around like timing when it hits someone, so you can get your first free rhythm hit, for instance.
Okay, so yeah, you could hit someone with paralysis and then try to sneak in a needle to try to get shyness and see if it actually sticks. Kind of idea. Okay, I can see that. Probably way off, but trying to think through it.
No, I mean, that's pretty much how you do it, yeah. Well,
Oh,
I just
okay.
I got lazy with my needle implementation, and it's pretty much just there for paralysis.
Yeah, I discovered the routes I did right in beta ended up going a lot better if I just pretty much only used it for paralysis.
Let's see. Top of needle, there is... Oh, there's Harry. Harry's pretty cool. Harry's a great way to either... Look, I'm just going to go ahead and tell... As much as I want to see this, I'm going to tell you right now to not trigger Harry, or not trigger running into Harry, because it does not go through rebounding. So if somebody has rebounding up and like you make a bad check, somebody's just going to move, see that you instantly harried, and then they're going to take off running until you're off balance for 45 seconds, and then they'll cleave you. If you don't kill yourself.
Nice.
But Harry is an adjacent room attack. You can use it from out of room. You'll get the traps, which is nice for a Sentinel matchup. But yeah, the cool part is also the part that I just warned you all about, that you can use it while off balance. So if somebody runs after you tempo, you can use Harry to follow them.
Huh. So, but if they put up rebounding and you happen to chase after them, you're kind of screwed, regardless.
Potentially, yes.
Okay.
We skipped over crack shot.
Crack shot needs to be sped up. Changed my mind. Sorry. Crack shot's pretty amazing, pretty costly.
It is pretty costly. One elemental ash kind of makes me wince on live.
Did you make a full cash worth?
I did, in fact.
I'm not that rich.
We all know
I just
that.
I never want to go back and read a log and ask myself why I wasn't using Crackshot, and it's because I didn't have any in my cache.
Yeah.
It something to point out. Crackshot is where you get one of the new Eucrasia Fs.
Yeah, perplexed.
Yes, perplex is very important. So remember where you have access to this, because it's a very big part of playing Bard. In addition to that, you also get dizziness and a little bit of stun, which is also kind of useful. We can talk about that way later too.
Yeah, we skipped all
We
the way over that. Stop
completely
song
we,
calling.
we completely skipped over emotions.
We're amazing hosts. All right. Do you want to back up to that?
Yeah, sure. So there's a really important song in song calling called Awakening. It gives an affliction that basically awakens the target's emotions. You can view how that works in AB Awakening.
Yep, got it up.
Yeah, I would pull it up.
Yeah, I could see why this might be useful to point out prior.
Yeah.
It might be sort of vital to the
Just a
offense.
little bit, guys.
Yeah, it's just a little vital. Sorry. There's a lot of parts. So the way this works is you build up different emotions on the target based on what they do. So some of them are easier to build up than others. And you can make use of this via the skill Induce.
Okay.
Where you basically pick one of these emotions and you set it as the one that they feel the strongest, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And then it changes how some of these afflictions work that are listed in Induce. It's like better resonance. This is the way I looked at it.
Important things to notice are that, important things to point out is that as far as inducing the emotion goes, once you induce that emotion, it will start draining from whatever number it's at and go down to 0. And while it's induced, you won't build that emotion anymore. You have to wait till it hits 0 or until you induce another feeling.
Yeah, so choosing when to induce is a big part of decision making for the class.
How many ticks does it have if it goes down to 0? Where does it start?
It starts at so you can oh, you don't have Bard and you've got the stream. So basically you sing Awakening on a target and it will awaken them, and then there's another ability called Cold Read. It's actually available to everyone in the game now. I think it was added to Vision, if I'm not mistaken.
It was.
So you can cold read the target, and it will give you a list of their emotions.
Mm.
And you'll see which emotion is stronger, and you'll also see which one is currently induced. And the strength of emotion goes from 0 to 100.
Oh, my emotional state is unremarkable. That's just rude.
Yeah.
You're not awakened.
If you come to North Trees real quick, I'll fix that.
Fine. Just don't kill me, please. I'm already down that percent. I need to go bashing. It's so sad for me. I'm awakened.
Now you can cold read yourself.
Okay. Oh, so it's in a percent. Got it. Huh. Well, there you go, folks. You can see it. Let's see. You obviously need to show Rihrin mythics while you are there. Oh, God. Go ahead. We'll just have live testing and showing of things on me so that I can try not to die a little inside as I die, because there's a very good chance I will.
Alright, no, I'll just stab you a whole bunch.
Okay, stab me. Stabs.
Oh, well, I mean, we can get to that later if we need to. instead
Yeah.
of just talking about the abilities.
Yeah, you could actually show how they work. There you go. But yeah, carry on. So we were in performance, then we had to go back to song calling. Is there
Yeah.
anything else you forgot from song calling?
Um.
The brokenness of Inspire.
Whew. Yeah. That's about it. Yeah, I think we forgot to bring up Inspire.
Inspire is I think Inspire is fun. We talked about it and how like it hits everyone, and I'm not entirely sure to make too much of a difference to like make it hit single target, because like the same thing for targeting enemies, same thing for targeting allies. Like, so I mean, you
You
just build a
can't hit,
script to get around it.
you can't hit yourself with it either.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. That's pretty much all of song calling, like we've already mentioned, is support only skills. So like that's not going to do much for you. It'll make you feel good because you saved somebody's life, but
It just gives you those good vibes, right? That's what it's gonna
Uh,
do.
I'd rather Oblivion everyone personally.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty much just you. You and Sid are both like the destruction people. That's all you want to
yeah,
do.
I'm pretty sure he and I are both gonna end up being the type of bards that we said we hope don't show up.
Like I want you guys to sing support skills. What about you, Bull? No, I'm killing people.
Yep, that's 100% accurate. There's not going to be a time where you guys do support, probably.
No, I definitely intend to use the support skills a lot. They look really fun.
Yes.
I feel like that's sarcasm. I really do. Okay.
They are really good.
They are really good. No, I meant like the actual, yes, I intend to use them. I feel like that's sarcasm. I don't believe you. It's okay.
We
All right.
can switch back over to performance. Oh, we have to
Yes.
talk. We gotta talk about our favorite skill from performance. Sid?
Is it mundane?
No. Well, we have to talk about our favorite name skill, and that would be guilt. So, guilt is a constant state of emotion that only Kirok feels, and you can see why he's the one who feels this if you look at the AB there. And congratulations, everyone. We all got our wish, and Shock and Burnout now have a place in Aetolia PvP.
Well, didn't they already? So that you couldn't get
I'm
away? Or are you just saying literally like you could take advantage of it
I'm
beyond that?
I'm memeing, but
You're memeing. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
You meme away. I can't read your sarcasm at all today.
it's okay. I probably need to work on the delivery of that one.
Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Anyways, guilt is a funny skill. It probably does have its uses. It the bow knock on it is kind of funny, but it doesn't really add up to much unless it's like you're fighting 10 bards. If you fought this actually is probably somewhat abusable for like if we ever have like some huge world PvP thing and then like, 10 bards all roll around together. They could just burn their own mana with focus and then spam guilt, and it will throw everyone off balance for forever. There will be a stacking, never going away balance knock. And then you have your Carnifex friend come in and cleave everybody. Or no, sorry, you have an AoE cleave, so you just Oblivion everyone after that.
Yeah, there you go. You just have at least one person that's dedicated to go in there and oblivion everyone. That makes sense. Now, guys, you all heard it here. If this ends up happening, we know who's probably leading the charge, right?
I would never.
Oh yes, you would. Yeah, some of the shenanigans you guys used to do with mage and
We all know
Terrigen.
how hard it is to get 4 people on the same page, let alone 10.
I don't know. You never know. We could probably, Sid. We could probably get at least 5, I would think.
Maybe.
Do they all have to be bard?
Eh, depends on how much balance time we wanted to take off of people. Anyway.
I think there are a few other super niche, also supportive type skills.
Mm-hmm.
With deflect being my favorite at the moment.
Deflect has some fun interactions.
So what deflect does is I can deflect anyone else in the room, and then the next time somebody hits me, it will redirect that attack to them.
Huh.
But it only works for one attack. Also, you can't deflect the attack back to the person attacking you. So, like, if I were to deflect Rihrin right now, and then she punched me, she would still just punch me.
So it's not, sticks and stones, break my bones, rubber, all that stuff. It's nothing like that. It's just literally you have to do it to someone else, and then that person can't hit you. Oh, that could be fun.
Yeah, I promise people are going to start hesitating about first targeting me now. Whenever they get deflected into a deliverance.
Oh. Well,
among other things.
What else could you deflect into? I feel like deliverance is the only one that would be of any, like, you're gonna pretty much die pretty quickly. I'll think about that. You guys carry
There's some interactions that I didn't think about with deflect. What happens if you deflect somebody and then they leer?
Oh, good question. Wow. Wow.
We did test it with Aegis, though, right? Or maybe not.
Yeah.
Deflect. I think we tested something else with. No, it was deflect.
It was tranquility, I think. We tested with a song.
So you didn't test it with any of those general abilities that like drag you into the room?
Like movement? Oh no, we didn't test it with the neck drag or anything like that, did we?
I don't.
That's what I'm thinking of. Is like you've
weird.
got. How would that work if you're deflecting and that person ends up being like, or one of the other people ends up doing that to you? That is not your target. How would that?
That's a neat. That's a good idea.
You're welcome.
That's a good one.
Like that's where my brain goes. Is immediately how can I abuse this in a very trolly way? Because I'm terrible.
Oh, I bet it would deflect SWAT and like barrel. Now that I think about it,
that's what I was initially thinking about with SWAT specifically, because and hammer throw potentially too. Just because that's what people like to hit us with.
Man, I don't know. I don't know if would it work with hammer throw. I don't know.
I don't. I can never. I've tested this a million times before, but I can never remember the interaction with things like deflect or even defend whenever it comes to ranged abilities.
Defend usually, if it's a ranged ability, I feel like the person still hops in front of you, if I remember right.
It could be. I just can't remember.
I definitely can't remember right now. I don't ever have anyone defend me because no one wants to defend me for whatever reason. They just assume whale. I don't need defending. It's fine. All right. Well, what else? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Whales tend to do the defending. That's the way it be.
That's true. I need to get back into Templar and start defending people then. That's what needs to happen. I just hate Templar.
Man.
Okay.
All right. What's the next ability we're going to talk about? Performance.
Mundane.
Oh, I kind of want to say mundane for last because I love it.
It is really fun.
Which one?
Mundane. But cadence. We could probably talk about cadence.
Okay. Cadence, we have to branch out into another weaving ability, but...
Well, yeah, we can... Yeah. So, the thing about cadence is it's like the end of one of Bard's roots. There's like a lot of directions you can go with the class, is what I kind of notice. It's hard to just like write something that does something with it because it has so many options. So you have to think about a lot of stuff. The way Cadence works is after you set up a special affliction you give from weaving, you can hit with it. Now, not only does it like hit like a boss, like it hits kind of hard. It scales on dexterity. It did like 1,500 to me from Iku, and he doesn't really like have a lot of artifacts or anything like that. He doesn't have any runes on his falchion. But if the affliction is present, there's also like a huge amount of bleeding afterwards. Like enough where like the only option is to run or like try to turtle.
Holy shit! Wait, what? The hell?
What?
Is that
What?
right?
Yeah. Do I have armor on though? 'Cause I can't remember.
Okay. I
Yeah,
was
I do.
like, holy, you do have one?
I have armor on. I'm in monk though, so my audit is really shitty.
That damage still looks a little sus. I don't remember it hitting
Yeah.
quite that hard.
Cadence hits like a bus, man.
Oh.
You want me to switch into something that has a better audit? Because I could go hop into
No, because
Astral.
well, I mean, 37 is a decent enough audit.
I mean, other classes can get like way higher, but
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's real.
I guess the
Yeah.
downside of it is cadence is not very fast.
no, Cadence is very very slow. Even with like, I'm just using like a Templar PvP sword, and it's very very slow. It's still like 3 seconds.
Oh yeah, I don't know why I posted a balance time. That balance time is subject to change depending on weapon stats because it is a weapon attack. But yeah. The interaction that Iesid was talking about is one of the potential kill routes for Bard, and I think we're all kind of like on the fence on like getting into the actual kill routes whenever we're in beta testing, because we're beta testing basically in Australia but while in America. So
Dialed into another continent.
yeah, there was some rough parts when it came to trying to fine tune this offense. It's exactly 1,000 damage per cadence hit while you have Black Star. And it's worth noting Black Star lasts for a very cool minute. So if you get Black Star, like if you're going to try to turtle through that, well, I'll let you guys try to figure it out, but
Black Star. How do you even get Black Star then? From Impetus
From-
specifically? Okay.
from Impetus, yes.
Yeah, that's the only place you can get it.
Which Impetus is a weaving skill, but it relies very much on performance to get to that point.
Okay. I see it.
You basically have to land a full 3-hit rhythm combo.
Ooh.
Yeah, so Paresis and Shyness on the target.
Yeah, it's worth noting from Impetus running full chain of rhythm. I was reading the question.
Oh. From Impetus Rain, a full
From
chain.
Impetus and
Tiani over here just killing a crow and walking away. Thanks for saving us from the
Yo.
crow.
Screw those crows.
So from Impetus and from running a full chain, yeah. So Impetus tempo, rhythm 1, rhythm 2 is enough to trigger it. Is that accurate? Don't need
Yes.
the final hit.
Yeah, that's me answering in chat.
Okay.
Oh, you're numerological? Numerological? I can talk words.
You're so smooth. So smooth.
Thank you.
You're welcome, I think. Okay. What else about performance? Or is there anything else you want to talk through on cadence and all that?
There is let's see, we talked about crack shot, needle, rhythm, deflect, harry. Do we want to talk about stretching, or do we just want to let people be sad on their own?
Ugh. If we're going to talk about stretching, I also want to point out bards get a bonus on tumble. It's my favorite thing ever.
That is very funny.
The tumbling skill in performance is slightly better than the normal tumbling ability. Stretching is probably going to be a Zealot's Nightmare. Maybe Carnifex too.
Maybe.
Definitely a shifter issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, shifters are probably the least happy about it.
When healing an affliction that is cured by a mending salve, something else I didn't really think about was like, how does that interact with the blaze cures? I guess because the targeted area is torso, it'd probably just heal torso damage.
Yes.
Smart. Love it when skills make sense. So stretching. Oh, sock. Sock is one of my other favorite skills.
Suck? Is it literally called suck?
Sock. Sock, like sock him in the face?
Oh, sock. I thought he was saying suck. So I was... Yeah, it's okay.
It's,
You just punch him right in the face. Okay.
So sock is kind of how we got onto the route with making bravado the class cure what it is, because sock is sort of a offensively defensive move. It's first off, you just straight up punch someone, it just gives them dizziness. Well, not actually punch the syntax sock target, it'll give them dizziness. But if they have dizziness, you'll also give them the Daze Affliction, which is new for PvP but not new for PvE. It's something everyone should probably make sure that they have in their first aid carrying or the system's priorities. But you can also move off balance. So like if you're ever in a bind and you can't bravado or something, you could immediately sock them if they have dizziness and then run away. But it kind of requires that you have some sort of AF pressure on them to get into that defensive use.
You can just punch someone in the face and walk away.
Yep. Should have been called Sucker Punch.
I don't know. I kind of like sock. Kind of like it because you're socking it to them. Ha, ha, ha.
You can actually do that during rhythm, by the way. It does not count as a weapon attack. So you can sock someone like midway hitting them with your sword.
Excuse me.
Wait. But it says free hand, so are you hitting them with the actual weapon?
So you need a free hand, so you can punch them with that free hand. Your other hand is using the sword.
The sword. Okay, got you. Never mind. I'm confusing myself.
Yeah, so you can mix it in like you can mix in crack shot, ridicule, quip, seduce. I know I'm missing one.
Quip, ridicule, seduce, crack shot.
I think that actually might be it.
Yeah, as far as performance
You can
goes.
tackle too.
Yeah, you can tackle. Oh yeah, they brought tackle back for any oldies who are missing that. It's now a skill, and you can once again waste 3 seconds of your life to stop Dwarf from judging you.
I forgot.
Oh, D's in this chat. I know he is because I linked him the.
Is he?
Yeah, I'm still salty about that, buddy. He was.
I actually got to hear this story in beta.
Yeah, I saw the ability and lost my mind, but it's okay because I still remember you getting dry cleaved. Let's see. Outside of tackle. Oh, there's reprisal. Which, am I lagging or did I get? Oh no, there we go.
Reprisal.
Reprisal is somebody's gonna get cheesed by that, and there will be a forum post.
100%.
I'm gonna talk about this one, and then afterwards, I'm gonna talk about reprisal, and then afterwards, I'll let you talk about mundane. So reprisal is basically, if anyone remembers Sentinel spinning, it's that except for it lasts until you stop it or until somebody else stops it.
Oh God.
It's not a full channel. You can still heal and stuff during it, but you can't do balance. You can't be or you can't use reprisal while prone or paralysis or anything like that. So, and there is a balance cost to putting it up and everything. So, like I said, somebody is definitely going to get cheesed by it, but I think that we all ultimately came to the conclusion that it's not as strong as the cheese is, because the cheese is going to be pretty inconsistent. But obviously that is still subject to, someone thinking of something outside of the box that we didn't think of. I'm just saying that's why it made it to live, is because maybe we're not as smart as we think we are.
So this is just telling me I need to pick up Bard and go screw around with it. That's all this means.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I guess to explain the actual mechanic, reprisal is, like I said, Sentinel spinning, except for if somebody hits you, then you hit them right back, and it does deliver a venom if there's a venom on the weapon. So zealots, monks, you all have a chance of getting instantly locked.
Yeah, I was about to say you could just load it up in the right order. It's not a guarantee depending on who's hitting you, but you could have some fun with that.
Well, it's also you have to take actual damage, so like, if it gets carried or if they miss.
What about Impetus plus reprisal?
What about what?
What about Impetus?
Oh my God!
Yeah, buddy.
Does that work?
I don't know. I can't believe I didn't think of it.
We're so smart. We're not doing a stream like this again. No, sir.
Ooh, boy.
You're revealing all your dirty secrets live.
No, I honestly, it's wow.
We went over reprisal and then we wrote it off as like a cheese thing and then moved on.
I mean, that's what it reads as, but you gotta start thinking of how the other ones work with it. You can always make something really cheesy. There is always an opportunity.
Yeah, this one. So I'm pretty sure Impetus only triggers on tempo and rhythm. I don't think it triggers on anything else.
Yeah, it says this may only be achieved through the use of tempo into rhythm combination. So probably can't. I don't imagine so.
Whew.
I'm still gonna test that out just to make sure.
Make sure it's not bugged at least. Okay. Anything else you want to speak to on reprisal?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
We can move on to my favorite skill.
Mundane is the best. I got a quick question for you, chat. If you're familiar with the preview that Ictinus put up on the forums about how mundane works, you'll notice that there are disguises that are possible. What disguises do you guys want to see? I would love to hear your answers.
I mean, I already know what you said earlier, so just be a masked vigilante going around.
Absolutely.
I don't know what else. I mean, there's got to be other just really ridiculous ones. Probably, I would end up probably doing a duck. A duck person just comes and attacks you, because that's a long story, and I'm weird. Could you use something like that? Could you just have a disguise of being a child? Cardboard box disguise. That's a good one.
That's a good one. I like that one. Like a shipping crate?
Yep. Just MST.
I was almost convinced that was Nipsey that suggested cardboard box before I tabbed back over and looked.
Nah. Let's see. Nipsey is saying, "Let me strap on my shitty horse costume."
I like a seedy merchant costume.
Mm.
Try to sell like snake oil to people.
I just want to be that dude from Aladdin. Like, you want to buy a watch? Where the sundials?
Trying. Brooks just says yes. So, I agree. But that's a general seedy merchant. Even that guy. There used to be, I don't know if it was a K or if it was a Aetolia. There was a, maybe it was Empyrean. I don't remember. They all blend in at this point. But there used to be a vendor that sold snake oils at some point or something like that. It might have been an Empyrean. That was supposed to be, healing shit.
I do want to say there should be like some legendary costume that you can get like only if you're like Master Bard and do some ridiculously long quest that's impossible to do without help or something. That basically lets you take on the mantle of Sir Lysmith, which I know Tiani will remember, but I'm not sure many other people without being old bees will remember.
I don't even remember that one.
It was a disguise that Severn wore. I only remember it because of the joke at the end, where he's like, Lysmith, you guys didn't get that?
Yeah, I wasn't around for that one. But I like it. Brooks, why a dragon costume? Dragon's not that legendary. Could be ones over the gods. You pretend to be some of the dead gods. No? That didn't get anybody? Okay, well I tried. Anyone else in chat have interesting suggestions here? I see there's a homing pigeon costume. Could be a Thrym. Nah, it's not that interesting either. I can't think of anything right off the top of my head. An orphan costume. That's what I was just saying as a child. Could be the child that was it Throne Beard Man. Could be that as your costume. Something similar. And I'm not disconnected, right? You guys are still there.
Nope.
Yeah, like don't tease me like that.
Redhead costume.
Yes.
Too soon.
Just like a cogger costume in general would be kind of cool. Man, having like some city appropriate ones so you look like guards would be kind of cool.
Yeah, that could be good. Be good if you could, basically kind of be a citizen type where you get the disguises for other cities and pretend to be one of their guards.
Yeah, because like a peasant wandering around Durin makes no sense. Like we'll all stop them and be like, "Are you lost? The city is that way."
Yeah.
So like that's not a good disguise for Durin.
No. Oh God. What are all of these? Abarash costume.
Those are the current disguises available.
Oh,
I think the cloaked ranger disguise and the hooded Viking disguise would fit in Duran.
Yeah.
Yes, they would.
Either one of
would.
them could be Sid.
Hell yeah.
Sneering Taskmaster sounds very Bloodlucker or Spine's Reach.
Or a downcast servant, yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah.
We got some good options here. Yeah.
Have you? Yeah. Is this your first time seeing the options, Sid?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you would have seen them already because I got the location of the shop from your question on official.
Yeah. I haven't done the quest yet.
Sid asks a lot of questions, but is a little bit slow. But he's got a lot going on. He's got a lot of people,
Oh,
peeking him
I know.
and breaking his head.
I know the feeling. Ryan Discord server is in flames right now, and I'm purposely ignoring it.
That's a good plan. Ignore
Is
your
it really?
problems.
Yeah, it actually has nothing to do with the Bard update. It has to do with other updates that are just in Discord's handling of the package upload.
Oh. Mm.
It's just hundreds of lines of codes from some files are just vanishing. I'll fix
Ew.
it later. I hope.
Ew. Okay. Well, we want to talk any more costumes or just move along?
I think it's time to talk about weaving.
Okay.
I want to like start right out of the gate and say weaving is super cool. It's very different. The idea of like making objects and like making items to play around with. It has like a little bit of like an ammunition or like kind of style. Like you're like really managing a resource in addition to like actual like gaining back dithering and everything too. Um, I think some of the like more complicated stuff is in weaving personally.
It's like the only thing I know about weaving was that signage and whatever else was previewed on the forum.
I love signage so much.
It's pretty amazing.
Pietro saying his first thing was just to do butts, and I appreciated that. Well, as far as like the package deal for combat, what would you say are the key ones in there? Anything in particular?
That's a lot. Key is, well, there's a few of them. There's, just list them right fast. There's Boundary, Globes,
Rune band.
Rune Band, and Lace,
Blade storm.
Blade Storm, Iron Collar, Heart Cage.
It feels like I should say which ones aren't useful.
I was about to just facsimile.
You're gonna fax something to me? Oh, jeez.
No, it's the one
I
that
know.
has no immediate PK implications.
Oh, so it's the what is it? Meltus ability. That's right.
Yes. I don't know how I feel about understanding that reference immediately.
I don't get that reference at all. Can someone
Okay.
like explain the joke to me?
I can explain that one. So in a log, I don't remember when it was, and it was when he had one of the mage classes. He basically it was before I think he might have been no, they had water. They had water. Yeah, they had water. So he made a throne of ice that he sat on. Like he just popped it right
A
there.
chair of
A
ice.
chair. Sorry, chair. Whatever. Throne, chair.
Wow.
Same thing. And
Truly ahead of his time.
truly ahead of its time, and just totally sat down in it and it was chill. He was like, this is cool, you know.
It got so much flack on the forums though.
It really did.
I didn't see anything. Well, okay. Not gonna get into that. It was a cool chair. A lot of weird comments.
It was cool because it was ice. Yeah.
Yeah, but yes, basically this is you can all thank Meltus for this ability because now everyone can make their own chairs. You don't have to be a mage.
I mean, he couldn't have really made it as a mage anyway, but that's kind of the meme
He
about
could
it.
have.
Nah.
Anyways,
Anyway.
so most of these abilities are kind of they do have a little bit more of a niche use. Like Nullstone might be like a good opener, for instance. But I don't necessarily see it being something you use a lot in the fight.
Yeah, it's the same thing for Swindle, actually. I feel like Swindle is really not going to see as much use as people might be worried about.
Yeah, because I like imagine spamming just Derv Reeve over and over and over and over. Like, yeah, you're gonna frustrate your opponent, but you're not gonna get anywhere either.
Nowhere.
Um, there's some unique interactions, especially with something like the image ability, where you basically just create a copy of someone in the room. So like, oh, hold on.
So wait, yeah, I was about to say, how does this image will be treated like a real person when a skill calculates how many people are within the room? Oh, so you can spread the damage.
No,
No?
it's if you
Shyness.
yes, it procs. It allows you to proc shyness in a duel, for instance.
Mm.
Yeah, so you can like make people run through. So, wow, we did forget something in song calling. There's a song called Fate in song calling
Oh
that
yes,
like
yes.
slowly kind of like it doesn't seal off the exits. You can still take them, but if you do, you take like a tremendous amount of damage. So running is very much discouraged against the bard if they choose to like decide that's a thing. Um, so they can just like cadence you and then trigger shyness, and you walk right through that damage effect. Or you can make them walk out of through boundary.
Hmm.
Yep. It can be used for semi-sneaky damage kills like that.
That's just creepy for me. I don't like to see my own name on my list here. That's messing
Yep.
with my brain.
Oh, do you have a GMCP list over there of
Mm.
players?
Yes,
Oh,
I think.
and then it shows you in the room description there too that you're
Yeah.
there.
Pretty sure I have it on GMCP. I mean, it's Sunder, so I'm pretty sure that's where it reads off of.
Yep. Well, it fully populates the table in GMCP. There's 2 copies of Rihrin in the room.
Okay.
Or well, not like there's 2 copies, but like see, mine's only showing that you're the only person in here. But if you went north, I could quick look again to update, and it would still say that you were in here.
Yep. I still show there. Okay. Oh, please don't do that to me again. All right. Well, what else about weaving do you guys want to talk about? Because this is your show, your package show.
So I think I brought up patchwork before, like when we were talking about all the support options that Bard has. I kind of want to stress again that stuff like this is really, really good. So if we do end up seeing longer team fights, because Bard's like healing everybody and everybody's kind of like starting to think about that, start thinking about like how good other things might be. Maybe we can actually start using resins in teams. I'd be so excited.
Yeah.
You're not probably ever gonna see that, man. You can be
No, I mean
hopeful,
I
but
think it's a fair point. Like there are a lot of like 1v1 abilities that like uh I don't know that I've ever actually looked, but I'm sure Sunder does it too. But like in my Earth Caller routes, I don't use or like uh in the routes that I hand out to people for group fights, like it doesn't use infiltrate, it doesn't use aftershock or anything like that, because like they're all good abilities for a normal fight, but like in groups, you could have done anything else to just help kill somebody a balance faster rather than
yeah.
that. Like they're very selfish skills. But I think like if it's taking 45 seconds to kill one person, that starts becoming more like a duel. So it opens up, these uh, combos that we haven't really thought of before, combos that we've thought off or wrote off.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. I was just trying to be facetious. Is that the proper word? Facetious?
Facetious.
I don't use that word very much, so
I
I
always
don't
have to
know.
ask people if I'm being facetious before I do anything,
I can see that.
because I don't fully understand the word.
I was always told if you can't spell it, you shouldn't say it, so I really shouldn't say it because I do not remember how to spell it. Thank goodness for Google. Okay.
So, weaving is also where one of the other bard insta-kills is.
Is it Heart Cage?
It is Heart Cage, yes.
Okay.
Heart Cage is really cool. We don't have a lot to say on it because it was one of those things we were still like working on trying to understand if it's too good, if it's not good enough. But like, I like the idea of pulling it off on someone and then leaving and like giving the locket to someone else.
Yes, that's something that you can do and is hilarious.
Yeah. So
Oh
like,
my.
so if you know someone goes and like picks on someone little, you go, you hard cage them, and then you bring the locket to someone little.
It
And let them
seems.
kill them.
And
Yeah.
let them kill him, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do they get the XP though, or do you?
I'm not sure.
It'd be nice if they got the XP. That way they're getting, stuff
So
back.
I know I talked to Kirok about it, but I'm not 100% sure on how the death site works either.
The
I just
person should be on assists. The person
Yeah,
who breaks it should be on assists, I think.
I would think so.
Yep. Well, I know I had asked him if it was difficult to add 3 people into a single death site. You know, like tag 3 people at once on
Mm-hmm.
a single death site. And he said it was doable, but I don't remember if he's going to do it. But then we got carried away with
Everything else.
Yeah, we got carried away with the Cadence death site, which I can't wait to see what that actually is. Somebody go kill somebody.
Don't just come kill Bulrok. He's right here. It's fine.
Please don't.
Please do.
I'm small and fragile. I don't know.
Bards are small and fragile.
They are.
They do not have great audit, but Sheath is good. So
Yep. I noticed that bashing. I know this is a PK talk show, but Sheath was doing some work while I was bashing earlier.
yeah,
I guess some other things to talk about as far as PK goes. Some things that me and Sid didn't really work too much. I know one of the other testers was using, or was at least considering Core Lodge for a little bit. These are all things that, oh god. Hold. My screen just got real red for a second. I think somebody took that kill Bulrok thing seriously. Horlodge. Horlodge and Thurible are something that that I didn't necessarily put too much time into testing, mainly because I was working on trying to get Heart Cage to a specific thing after we had tested all the bugs and whatnot. But
there was for me because I didn't use them either. For me, like I have a lot of stuff I'm already juggling in wielded. I really don't want to also be juggling a Thurible. Like,
yeah. There's a lot with that's something that was kind of a coding challenge I think for everybody is like part of the reason Bard audit sucks is because like I don't think you're gonna see anything that Iesid coded or anything that I coded trying to manage a shield, just because managing the wields and what you can do and how to do it, like with all this, the syntax variations there just go crazy, and then the can conditions on weaving, and it's just a lot, guys. So yeah.
Yeah. No.
And then you add Horror Lodge and Thurible into this, and it gets kind of crazy.
Yeah, I can't even imagine trying to code for. Oh, I don't even want to think about that. Not right now. I know someone who will. Poor Mass will probably go code for every combination. Poor guy. Poor guy.
Maybe. But I mean, other things to consider is like whenever you go to like if you're in the middle of a tempo, like you can use weaving while you're in the middle of a rhythm combo. And so like you don't want to put away your sword because you'll interrupt your own rhythm combo. But it gets pretty difficult to start managing things if you have to unwield something and you don't know what it is you're unwielding, or you have to put in a syntax check for everything that you could be wielding.
Yeah.
Though I'm sure somebody out there will probably come up with a better way that people like me and Sid just didn't think about at the time.
Yeah, I'm still not entirely sure how I'm gonna work like Annalise.
Yeah, and Lace was speaking of coding things. So I probably spent the most time on Heart Cage between me and Sid.
Yeah.
And part of that was working in Ann Lace, and just because of how long that I spent specifically on the Heart Cage route, like I had Ann Lace is something that was really difficult to work in, but once I got it worked in, it was easy enough. Well, I went brain dead coding some of this stuff sometimes, so there are things that I've been looking at that I was just like, what was I doing? This is so much simpler this way. But yeah, and lace was a really, really big pain in the ass to get figured out. Then just yeah, there is a lot of unique things from a mechanical perspective that don't really seem all that difficult, but then from a coding perspective, you're just like, oh shit, what am I doing?
Can you have a bunch of and laces like in inventory, or you have to?
You can have a maximum of 2, and they do last a good amount of time. So I think what most people are going to end up doing is just weaving 2 and laces out the gate.
Yeah.
Like using Remembrance to get their dithering back and then weaving another one.
Yeah. And just
And
have them on hand. That would
and
make
that way
sense.
you can instantly stab with them
Yeah.
from that. But they do have a timer on them, and I think that timer was either a minute or 2 minutes. And then they'll decay on their own.
Oh, so that's actually a
Uh,
pretty short time. Jeez.
yeah, I think it's like 2 minutes. I'm pretty sure like almost every weaving object is 2 minutes.
Yeah. Well, I think most of my average amounts of fights in as far as duels go, unless it's like a really good duel, usually lasts about 3 minutes, win or lose. So, uh, it's still a pretty decent chunk of time, but it also like they're one of the only ways you can really buried perplex, which is a pretty vital laugh to, especially the heart cage route.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're going to end up using them a lot. So you're gonna have to take breaks in your offense to weave out more hand laces, and that's kind of what Sid was talking about earlier. Whenever I said they have a really high AF rate, and then he says it has its low points too, and it's usually whenever you're weaving something that doesn't have an immediate effect, your AF rate will kind of dip during that.
Well, yeah. I could see that. Do you have? But you don't really have any filler in between. Then you're just waiting, and then you kind
Yeah,
of pick back up.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's really bursty.
yeah, it's part of why I like thought maybe using needle for things that aren't baresis might be a good idea eventually,
Mm-hmm.
because like at least it kind of like fills the dead air, and it's like a something to kind of keep your AF rate stable. But like not having it available to line up for trying to hit tempos and rhythm kind of sucks. So there's like a lot of decision making you have to do.
I also think I can't necessarily speak for Sid, but just the deadline of like beta test ending and then the release of Bard kind of like had like a mental effect of like just focusing on trying to get one thing done and
Mm-hmm.
or trying to get something done all the way. So I'm sure now that there's no imaginary time frame upon me, like I'll have more time to experiment and play around, and other
Yeah.
people will be able to do the same thing. And I like me and Sid do no combat and all, but like what you pointed out earlier, which wait, what did you point out? Oh, hammer swatting people through fate and stuff like that. Um, those things that we didn't think about in testing. So
Oh
just
yeah.
opening it up to all these people, we're gonna discover a lot more things eventually.
And I was gonna say the testing wasn't that long, was it?
Mm, I'm not sure.
Okay. So I won't pry, just so that we don't like get on the verge of TMI with the details there, but yeah, we definitely have a lot of people that are playing with it, so I can't imagine we'll see some really interesting things come about. Hopefully nothing, too trolly. But actually, no. I want to see trolly. I do.
You should pick it up and use all the impersonation skills that have people a little worried.
Yeah. Yeah, I might have to pick it up now. Tag nabbit. I didn't want to have to pick up another class yet. I was debating.
I've got major decision process right now going on between buying some artifacts to kind of help with Bard, but I mean there's no artifacts to actually help with Bard at the moment besides like Dex and Int stats, which is what I'm looking at. But also it's like I don't know when the next mirror class is coming, and I don't know what it is, and maybe
Yeah.
like I just know the moment I spend my credit time, it's gonna be like, and here's the next mirror.
Exactly.
It's Shadow Sentinel.
And that's what I've been worried
Ah.
about is like I don't know what the next mirror is going to be, and there's a few of the mirrors that I really would like to have. So I've been sitting on this small little pile of credits, waiting to figure out which one I want to invest in. So I gotta figure out if I want to do this or if I'm gonna wait. I did have a quick question though. I just thought of something. I actually have a question. Yay!
All right.
What are the actual stats for this class?
Dexterity and intelligence.
Dexterity and intelligence.
Okay.
Strength doesn't matter. Like, aside from like generally like the way it does for everybody, where you get like a divert bonus and a couple of other things. Like, strength does not matter for a bard at all.
Okay.
Constitution matters. There's
Constitution
actually
does matter. Yes.
yeah there is an attack that scales on Constitution in the bard kit,
Nice. Oh.
but for the most part it's Dex and Int.
Okay. And is it requiring any crown or anything like that?
I would
I don't-
definitely help with weaving, but I don't. I don't necessarily know that it's necessary.
Okay.
And I mean, you can just buy a purple amulet anyways.
Right.
Thank God for that. That was your class lead, right?
It might have been. I don't even remember anymore.
Whoever put that class lead in is the hero that will never get enough recognition for the good that they have done for Aetolia.
I was trying to think.
I still broke down and bought another one for Bulrok just because I got tired of it decaying, so.
That's the only reason why I never want to get the amulets, because I will probably be mid fight because I don't check the amulets, and it's gonna have decayed, and I won't have noticed because I am really oblivious to things decaying.
I don't want to sound like one of those type of wells, but I have bought so much shit just because I got tired of it decaying. Like, rags are next on the list, but there's so many. It gets expensive fast.
Yes, that is. If I start playing an actual Venom class more, like now that I've got Astral, I might need to for rags. So I am debating actually picking up artifact rags finally. That is the one thing I don't have. I don't think I have any, do I? No, I don't have any yet. So that may be next on the list. Let's see. Is there anything else you guys wanted to talk about with the Bard class? Like anything people should know, be aware of, besides obviously the general kit there?
Well, so the whole idea for this little mini series that I pitched to you and Iesid was to talk about like group strategies and then like 1v1 strategies and then like any type of niche things that we come up with.
Yeah.
And we haven't necessarily covered that in Bard, but Bard's also relatively new, so I'm still not really sure if I want to get too far into that because I don't want people to be able to take something that I just did in testing and it turns out that it's not good on live and be like, haha, Bulrok's an idiot.
That was why I've not even asked. It's like I figured at this point just knowing the basics and going over the essentials of the class and things people should know about, fantastic. But I don't know that we need to go over the strategies because for right now, people just need to get in there and try things out. And probably in the next month, I assume that we'd probably have a little bit more detail. Plus, it'd be ironed out a little bit. Some of the bugs will be cleared out, and yeah, it'll be a little bit more solid.
Yeah.
Someone will have thought of stuff that we didn't. As a matter of fact, I know there's at least a couple things in weaving that we didn't mention.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure there are. I'm
Just
ugh.
also for the record, before anyone wastes, well, actually, somebody's still gonna waste 45 minutes of their life trying to do it. You cannot break into stockrooms with polarity.
You also can't get past like progged doors or whatever for like guild halls.
Yep.
By like mimicking people.
Oh, so you can't like pretend you're them, and it doesn't. It's not flagging your guild rank or anything like that.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Okay.
Yeah, it basically. I think the best way to describe it is it doesn't fool the game. It doesn't fool NPCs, really.
That makes sense.
Sure would be neat if it did.
But it could be really abusable. So.
That's a
But
discussion for another time. But
now I do wonder with polarity. Now that I'm looking at it, if someone's technically in another zone, so say neighborhoods, would this still work?
what? Well, you have to be in their room to use polarity on them.
Oh, I see that now. Never mind. Shift the target and yourself to a random location with 3 rooms. Never. Okay.
It's a
Misread.
very, very unique skill and low key powerful because it does not care for monoliths. So,
No, it doesn't.
yep. So I imagine some types of magical movement stoppers will stop it.
Mm-hmm.
Or
You know what we didn't talk about?
what?
Talisman.
I thought about talking about Talisman, but I'm still not sure if I want to talk about Talisman. But we could probably talk about Talisman. Knowing it exists isn't going to stop it from working, but so I guess we can talk about Talisman.
Yeah. For what it's worth, I think Talisman is okay for bards to have. I'm not sold on the idea of anybody else having it. I know there's like a little bit of concern about bards not having like better stealth than like any other class. You know, that should be better. But I think it would probably be fine for bards to just have this effect as like a defense, and then it not be able to be loaned out to people.
I think I'm okay with other people having it because getting into a city is not hard, and remaining undetected is, I mean, even if you can still go raid cities with Blackwind, or you can still go spy on people with Blackwind or something. Just because somebody sees you come into the city, half the time they're AFK and not noticing it, or maybe they don't even realize they're inside a city, so they should warn people that their bracer went off.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I love the idea of like cities being a little less safe than they used to be, because that's really what it is. I know there was like some people were talking about it at least over on Spirit side yesterday about how it feels like Bracer's kind of a bummer now, because like it's a lot of work to put one together, and now anybody with a bard as a friend can technically just like waltz into your city.
I mean,
I think Bracer is still useful 99.99% of the time. To be very clear, but like it's a valid concern, I think.
Yeah, it's pretty much that. Yeah, I think the utility of Bracer spans far beyond letting you know that an enemy entered your territory, especially through phase. I think if you built Bracer purely for that.
Yeah, no,
well.
this is great if you want to, try to get someone to sneak in and do some raiding. It would be fine for that, but I don't see it negating Bracer that much because the timer on those things is pretty short, so it's not exactly a permanent thing. I mean, you can obviously endlessly get one within reason, but it's not. I don't see it ruining Bracer that badly.
I mean, it's still I think negating parts of artifacts are fine. I think like if it would have like fully nullified Bracer in its entirety, then I think we'd have an issue there. But
Yeah.
I sometimes, all the time, think most artifacts are too powerful to begin with.
You're not wrong.
Personally, that is a personal take. It's okay to disagree with me.
No, I actually agree. I mean, there's a good number out there that I'm like, I want it, but it's really not, shouldn't be a thing in the game.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Something fun we didn't talk about was effigy.
Effigy.
Look,
Effigy's
guys,
really
we
cool.
finally got jesters.
Got the voodoo doll. That's all that matters.
That's all we get. You don't get anything else.
That's all you really need, in my opinion.
Yeah. I didn't recall seeing a damage limit on beta test, but there is a damage limit where it breaks. I don't know exactly what the limit is.
Hmm.
I
You need
weaved
to
it
come.
on.
I'm about to say you need to come test it on me.
I don't know. I'm scared to leave DKs right now.
I don't have DKs, otherwise I would come to DKs.
No, it's okay. We'll all find out eventually.
True facts.
But yeah,
Oh god,
effigy is pretty cool.
Nipsey, Brooks, don't you kill me at least. You can hit me. It's okay. I'll just make sure first aid's.
All in all, I'm really excited to see what everyone does with Bard. I feel like everyone that I talk to in test seem to have like a slightly different vision, but they all kind of agreed on like where the issues might be. So I think like things will smooth out relatively quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's already been a ton of change. Not a ton, but a ton of like some small fixes already. So
Yeah.
it won't take long.
Shout outs to Karak and anybody else doing those fixes. By the way, those are like lightning fast. Like all the like little things that people already found. You guys are awesome.
Also, I'm sure I speak for everyone to say we're not sorry that we crashed Aetolia last night with how enthusiastic we were.
I know everyone just crashes it trying to learn from each other.
Then we all log in, realize we all had to go get Bard again and do it more carefully.
Okay, there we go. Now Nipsey's hitting me. That's cool. He decided he had to try to show Starfall. I thought you were gonna do the freaking effigy or something. Really? Oh, what a dork. All right. Well, is that our stopping point, or were there other things you guys wanted to talk through, like that you forgot, since you guys are, old and not thinking of things?
I think for now that's like a good stopping point. I wish it was really cool to do Bard for the first like episode, so to speak. But I feel like older classes or classes that have had time for like people to develop expertise in will probably be a little more structured or like.
Yes.
This one was mostly us going, okay, so let's just answer all the common questions we couldn't figure out in beta until we like read it 4 times.
Yeah, I pretty much go with what I said. Like this, talking about bards was his idea, and it just sort of kind of worked out whenever I had the idea because I was talking about it, and then we didn't know a release date, but we knew when beta test was ending, so we kind of surmised that we might be able to talk about it today, but we did have a backup plan, sort of. Honestly, I'm really glad we got to talk about bards today because we had a we didn't have a backup plan.
Well, I thought you guys had thought about like Warden, maybe.
Yeah,
there was a plan. There was totally a plan. What are you guys talking about?
Well, I mean, we're definitely gonna be able to put a little more thought into the next episode, and I'll get with Iesid after this, after things calm down a little bit, and we can talk about like a more structured type thing, and like going through like the actual things like routes and everything. Though we might have sort of an opportunity. I don't know if we could plan it in a week, but I was really interested in the log breakdown, doing that sometime soon.
Ooh. Yes. We could do this is the good thing about the stream is besides I've been trying to use the Tuesday ones mostly for role play related things now. Whatever we can make it happen on any of the show days. I really unless I have something scheduled already, I really don't care. So if you guys have an idea and you have someone that wants to come on, we can make it happen.
Yeah, like a PvP segment.
Yeah.
Just on Sunday sounds cool.
Yeah. I think Benedicto would definitely be a guest on the show. And I know he's not watching right now, but he's gonna get a watch afterwards. And I've already talked to him a little bit. I think the best time for him is going to be a Tuesday
Yeah, his is definitely
episode.
Tuesdays. Yeah.
Is think one Tuesday you might be able to squeeze in
Oh yeah.
for
No, I've only
tonight.
got I know this Tuesday I have stuff scheduled. The rest nothing right now. So we're
Oh
good.
well, I was mainly talking to Iesid there. Obviously I
Oh,
was talking to you, but
okay, I'm gonna be
Yeah.
quiet. You guys talk.
all right. I mean, I guess we'll definitely cross that bridge whenever we get there, though, because we still got to come up with the. We are definitely probably going to start off once we get into the classes with the merit class, just because it's something that like everyone can
Yes.
get into.
And maybe by the time we get through them, we'll have figured out what not mirrored class we can start with.
Or there would be a new merit class for us to talk about.
Ooh. So with that, very seductive ooh there. Goodness. Just like ooh.
Maybe we could get like Keto-san, and he can teach us how to not die to Zealot.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
If you can get him when he's not working. He works crazy hours.
Yeah, that dude works a lot.
He does. All right. Well, I guess we'll call it here then, and you guys, coordinate, and we'll have something a little bit more supposedly structured. But knowing us, is probably still not going to be too structured.
No, I think we'll have a more structured episode for sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
Because like guys had said, like we know about things to talk about with other classes because they've been around for a bit. And we've got a lot more experience with them.
Yeah.
I would put money on someone going back and listening to this episode, and finding a skill that's really good for Bard that we did not even talk about.
Oh, definitely.
I know that there's definitely interactions that have like gone unspoken, like Iron Collar, Thurible, Sorrow. Like it's a hell of a combo. Still kind of figuring out how you get there, but
yeah, this was a joy.
This is good.
And I look forward to seeing what everyone does with Bard.
Please come kill Sid. That's what he's saying. Please come fight him.
Yeah, and Bard stuff for Sunder is coming soon. I put something on the Discord server mentioning it. I figured I would just take a moment to mention it here. But it shouldn't be super long. I'm just making sure everything like actually works instead of like my version of works where I just deal with things I break.
Same. And I was going to say, Brooks pointed it out, and I want to say it to both of you since you both work on systems that you give out to people and everything. Big shout out and thanks for getting in there and doing all these things for the player base. Everyone, even though some people are dicks about it, does actually appreciate it, and we appreciate you. So thank you very much in advance for helping get stuff out there. And if it's mildly broken, it's mildly broken. People can deal.
it's not a problem.
Hopefully.
We love PK and we love it when other people PK.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, thanks everyone for tuning in. We'll have the Tuesday show is going to be Illical and I can't say it. Ferens,
Fans.
Ferens. Yeah, we gotta get a little emphasis in there. We'll be talking Shaman, Sizzin, Duran, Spines Reach. We'll have a lot of fun with that. Go ahead if you have questions for them. Make sure to let me know. Yay, you! And then we'll let you guys know what's going to be going on the next PK stream. Thank you all again. Have a good weekend, and we'll hopefully see you on Tuesday. Bye, guys.
Peace.
See ya.